Hi students, good morning all of you. Welcome to real numbers part 2. See, in previous class we have discussed regarding number system, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and the collection of rational and irrational numbers is called a set of real numbers. These all points we covered. In this session we talk about irrational numbers once again with some examples. Before going to the topic, we have learnt in 8th class itself how to represent rational numbers on number line. Is it? So based on that, now, and what is a number line? A number line in the sense it is a real number line. And on this number line, there are so many points. Yes, we have learned in geometry a line consists of many number of points. Similarly, each point denotes a number. Yes, that means the fact is that there are infinite numbers are left over on the number line. Is it? Now we will consider some equations like you see. X square is equal to 9, and the second equation 3x is equal to 5, and the third equation x square is equal to 3. Okay, so these three equations, now we will plot the solutions of these three equations. In 8th class itself we have learned regarding solution of a linear equation. Yes, and if you see, and the square root of numbers also. Now if I square root on both sides, if I take square root on both sides, what is the answer we get? Under root of say x square is equal to under root of 9. Square root gets cancelled, so x is equal to square root of 9 gives us plus or minus 3. Yes, can we plot minus 3 and plus 3 on number line? Yes. See, for suppose if I consider here it is 0, and right side of 0 we consider as positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and left side of 0 we consider negative numbers minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. Okay, now how to plot minus 3 plus 3? See, it is minus 3, it is plus 3. This we know. Now 3x is equal to 5. You can represent like this. 3x is equal to 5. So if I divide both sides by 3, I will get x alone. So 3x by 3 is equal to 5 by 3. Then x is equal to 5 by 3. We have to plot this value on the number line. Plot this value on the line. How? See, 5 by 3 is more than 1. I am greater than 1. It is improper fraction. It is the value of this 5 by 3 is more than 1, less than 2. So we have to represent the value of 5 by 3 on number line between 1 and 2. We have to plot this value between 1 and 2. See, so that for my convenience I am taking only 1 and 2 on the number line. Yes, of course it extends endlessly on either side. For the convenience sake, I am taking like this. Okay. Now this is more than 1. So how to represent 1 that equal to a fraction having the denominator 3? Yes. Shall I write this 1 as 3 by 3? Will you agree with this? Yes. We can write, because 3 by 3 value is 1. Can you write the value of 2 equal to the fraction having the denominator 3? How to write? Guess it as 6 by 3. 6 by 3. Now what are the numbers in the middle? See, 3 by 3, next 4 by 3, then next 5 by 3, then next 6 by 3, like this, 7 by 3, 8 by 3, 9 by 3 and so on. This concept we learned in the 8th class itself. Yes. Now what is our answer? what number I have to plot on the number line? 5 by 3. Yes, this is our answer. So like this we can plot integers on the number line and rational numbers on the number line. Okay. Now if we go for third equation, x square is equal to 3. X square is equal to 3. Same like first equation, how did we solve? Like that, square root on both sides. Then we get square root of x square is equal to square root of 3. Then the value of x is equal to plus or minus root 3. Plus or minus root 3. Now how to represent or how to plot plus root 3 comma minus root 3 on number line? See now, root 3. Are there anywhere on those numbers? No, those are we are unable to see, and even of course 5 by 3 also not there, but we made it into like these fractions. Yes. Now how to plot this value root 3, value of x root 3? Here we don't have particular value of root 3. Then what is the value of root 3? Don't know. Then how to find the value of root 3? So in this session we talk about finding the values of root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, how to find the values of these by using long division method. We use the method long division method to find the square roots of these numbers. Okay. Are you clear about this? Okay. Then what is the value of root 3? Then how to represent the value of root 3 on number line? Yes. Now this root 3, which it belongs to which number system? These all questions arise now. So for this, first we find the value of root 3. Find the value of root 3. So to find the value of root 3, we are using the procedure what we have followed in 8th class to find the square root of a perfect square. Yes, finding the square root of perfect square. Yes, is it? Once you remind that method, by that method we call as long division method. Which method? Long division method. Is it? Yes. To recall it, just I take one example. 1225. How to find the square root of 1225? As we know that it is a perfect square. As we will make, first we will write a given number like this, and we will make pairs. 2 digits as one pair, and we write bar over them. Yes, and we consider from left onwards we will start the division. In this 12, what is the nearest perfect square to 12? 9. So 3 3s are 9. Yes. Now subtraction. In general division, how do we subtract? Like that we subtract 12 minus 9, 3. Next we have to bring down 2 zeros at a time. Sorry, 2 digits at a time. We have to bring down 2 digits at a time. Then it is a new remainder. Now what is the divisor in this case? We have to twice the digit of the quotient. We have to twice the quotient what is present here. Then 2 3s are 6, and we have to take a digit. We have to place one digit here such that we should get very near to this value or same value, such that we have to take a digit, and what digit we are taking here, same digit we have to consider in the quotient. That digit is second digit of the quotient. Yes. See, for example, last digit is 5. So by our assumption according to divisibility rules, we will get here also 5. Let me check. So I am taking 5 here. So I should multiply this new divisor by 5 itself. What digit I am taking here, with the same digit I have to multiply. So that 65 into 5 is obviously 325. Yes. So what number you have considered we got here now. So the number must take as quotient. So if we consider, if you replace here 4, we have to take in the quotient also 4. Here for me suitable value is here, suitable digit for the division is 5. So it is satisfying, so that my next digit of the quotient is 5 itself. Okay, here I got remainder 0. So then method procedure is completed. So at what quotient I got the remainder 0? At 35 I got remainder 0. So that the square root of 1225 is 35. The square root of 1225 is 35. Same procedure we apply to solve or to find the value of root 3. Yes. So in this, just we write what is the given number here, and after digit we will put a decimal point. After writing a decimal point, right side of the decimal point we write zeros. We write zeros like this. After writing zeros, we will make zeros as pairs by writing bar over them. Okay. Now we follow the method what we have followed here. That means finding the square root of a perfect square. Yes. Of course, it is not a perfect square. Clearly, it is knowing. Yes, it is clearly it is a known thing. Yes. So now here also same procedure. What is the nearest perfect square to 3? 1. Yes, what is the nearest perfect square to 3? 1. So 1 1 are 1. What we must take? 1 1 are 1. 1. Here also 1. Yes. So 1 1 are 1. So 1 into 1 1. Difference is 2. Yes. Next. Instead of placing decimal point down, we have to write in the quotient. We have to place it in the quotient and bring down next 2 zeros. Bring down 2 zeros down. Bring down zeros, 2 zeros. Okay. Now here we double the quotient. So here also we have to double the quotient. That means 2 times of quotient is 2. 2 1 are 2. And here we have to place a digit such that if we multiply the whole number by the digit, we should get the value equal to 200 or very near to the 200. Very near to the 200. Not more than 200. Okay. For that, shall I take 7? I am checking. By trial and error method, we have to check it. For example, if I multiply 27 by 7, because what digit I am taking, with the same digit I have to multiply this divisor. Okay. So 7 into 27 I will get 189. Yes. It is a very comfortable value. That means very near to the 200. If I take 8 times, I will get more than 200. So that the 7 times is suitable. So what digit I have considered here? Same digit I have to place in the quotient. Next difference you have to find. So 10 minus 9, 1. Here 1 power 9 minus 8, 1. 1 minus 1, 0. Next, to continue the procedure, I have to bring down next 2 zeros. So now what is our remainder here? 1100. Here 11. I brought down 2 zeros. So now this is 1100. For me it is now new dividend. And then what is the divisor? Here I doubled the quotient. So here also I have to twice of the quotient, double. 2 17s are 34. Irrespective of the decimal point, we have to twice of the 17. Okay. Now, same process. I have to consider here a digit such that, and also should multiply with the same digit. Then the product must be either equal to 1100 or very near to the 1100, and which is less than 1100. Okay. As per my guess, our trial and error method, shall I take 3? Be suitable 3, I think. See, because of if I take 4 into 3 is 1200 we are getting, 4 300s. If I take 4 here, into 4 if I make 4 300s are 1200, but here we have only 1100. So that what should I consider here? 3. Less than 4 we have to consider. Then 343 into 3. 3 3 are 9, 3 4 are 12, 3 3 are 9 plus 1, 1029. 1029. Is it clear? Now 10 minus 9, 1. Again subtraction we will get 71 here. 71. Next again same procedure, bring down 2 zeros. And then I'm sorry, here we have to place 3 here because it is suitable value to satisfy this condition. Yes. Now what is the quotient? 1.73. Irrespective of decimal point, twice of this quotient is 346. Is it? 346 is the now I have to write here. Now after writing 346 here, I have to consider a digit here. This is the procedure. Yes. So what number I have to take? For example, if I take 1, I have to multiply by 1 itself again. Yes. 3461 into 1, 7100. Is it satisfying? Very far away to the 7100. So shall I take 2? Let me check with 2. Yes, 2 3 are 6. So 6000 I am getting. Yes, it is suitable value here. So what number I am taking here? I have to multiply this whole number by the same number, and I have to consider next digit of the quotient. Yes. So if I multiply by 2, I will get 2 2 are 4, 2 6 are 12, 2 4 are 8 plus 1 9, 2 3 are 6. 6924. Yes. Now difference. As usual, we have to find the difference. 10 minus 4 6. 1 power 9 minus 2 7. Here 10 minus 9 1. 176. Yes. Next bring down 2 zeros. Now twice of the quotient is 3464. Am I correct or not? Irrespective of the decimal point, we have to consider here 3464. Okay, is it clear, my students? Now again I have to take a digit here. See, it is 17,600, but it is 3,464. Now let me take 1 here, guessing, just for trial and error method I am doing. Now I have considered here 1, so I must multiply by 1 itself. If I multiply this number by 1, I am getting 34,641. But here is 17,600. Is it possible? No. So that it is not possible one time. So how many times it is possible? 0 times. So here also 0. So total number is 0. Now the difference is 17,600. Yes. Now again, if you want to continue like this, if you want to get one more digit in the square root of 3, I have to write one more pair of 0. Okay. Then bring down those 2 zeros again. Like this, my dear students, you have to continue the procedure till we get 0. Yes. Let me check this 1 point. So double by twice of this quotient gives us 34,640. 34,640. Now I have to take the digit which is satisfying this value. What is our condition and what should satisfy? If I take any value here, we should multiply by the same value this whole number. We have to multiply this whole number by the same value, and if it satisfies the condition, then we have to place here. We have to take it as a digit of the quotient. It has a digit of the quotient. Yes. Further, take 5. As per my guess, 5, because of here if you take 5, 5 3 is 15, here is 17. So take 5, it is satisfying. 5 5 is 25, 5 0 0 plus 2 2, 5 4 is 20, 5 6 is 30 plus 2 32, 5 4 is 20 plus 3 23, 5 3 is 15 plus 2 17. Yes. So that the next digit of the quotient is 5. And you have to proceed the again procedure. You have to follow this procedure like this till we get remainder at 0. But anyway we don't get 0 because of it is not perfect square. So the root 3 value is 1 point, as per this 1.73205 and so on. We get like this. So in exam also they will ask up to 4 decimal places or up to 5 decimal places. Like this, if we continue the division, finding the square root of a perfect square, that method, like that long division method, we get the value of root 3 like this, 1.73205 and so on. Okay, so is it ending? Is there any end in that? No. The root 3 value we get 1.7320508 and so on, like this. If you have time, you continue this division up to some decimal places, then you will understand. Okay, then we can understand easily. So by this, what do you understand? The value of root 3 is able to convert into decimal number, and in this case, what is happening? No ending, and also same digit is not at all repeating. That means, like rational numbers, we can't write this under bar. See, 5.6 bar we are able to write as like this, 5.6666 so on. But this number we are unable to write under the bar. So that what do you call this type of numbers? So that root 3 is called what type of number? Here it is non-terminating, that means no end, and same digit is not repeating, and so that we call this type of numbers as non-terminating, non-recurring decimals, or non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So that such type of numbers are called irrational numbers. Such type of numbers are called irrational numbers. Is it clear, my dear students? Yes. Like this, we can prove root 5, root 7, and root 10, and so on. These are all irrationals. These are all irrational numbers only. So for practice purpose, we can try this problem. Okay. Is it clear, my students? So by this, what do you understand? The value of root 3 is there is no end. It is not. We cannot write under the bar also, like this. So that such type of numbers are called irrational numbers. I hope you all understood the concept how to find the value of root 3, root 5, root 7, root 2, like that values by using long division method. This method is not unknown method. It is familiar to you, which had already used in the class of 8th to find the square root of a perfect square. Okay, done. Thank you. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.